baseball. We've been following what's going on there in Columbus, Ohio with the Ohio State basketball program. The latest now, we can tell you that ESPN as well as the Columbus Dispatch and Sports Illustrated are reporting that Chris Holtmann will be leaving Butler to take over the reins of the Buckeyes basketball program, replacing Thad Matta, who stepped down, mutually agreed to step down earlier this week. So Holtmann is going from Indianapolis to Columbus. What's the first thought that comes to your mind?
Well, the length of the deal. Do we know this for certain, or it's just rumor?
Reportedly, 8-year deal.
Which is ridiculous. And then you wonder if that's what it took to lure Holtmann away from Butler. We talked about it earlier, Michael, that to me, from the outside, I know the Big Ten's a great conference. I understand all that, but Butler, the better basketball program than Ohio State over the last several years. I mean, probably over a decade we're talking about here. So to get Holtmann, a guy of his caliber, and maybe he wasn't the first choice for Ohio State, doesn't mean he's not the best choice for them. I like the hire, but 8 years? Isn't that long?
That must have been part of the negotiations in terms of getting him out of Butler because, that's one thing, giving some security. Honestly, that was going to be an issue, right? When you go into a program there, and here's the Jeff Goodman tweet that says it's an 8-year deal. A news conference is not expected today, but the reports are out there that Butler's Chris Holtmann will be going to Ohio State. I think part of it, too, is, look, for Holtmann, he's in a good, comfortable situation. They love him there at Butler.
Leave?
Why leave unless you're given this opportunity and maybe you need to have that security, too, right? You just fired a coach, in essence, who had 12 straight 20-win seasons and went to the Final Four. So it's like that wasn't good enough. So if Holtmann's going to leave a situation at Butler for that, then he better at least get some financial rewards on the other end.
I don't think there's any question about it. I like that from a coach's perspective, from Holtmann's perspective. He's taking a risk here, as you said. He's probably more secure at Butler, so to get him to go there, he needs some security of an 8-year deal. Now, he's going to have to do his job. He's betting on himself here that over the course of the next 8 years, he's going to have enough success to where you hope to be there. I would assume that's a destination job, right? I mean, maybe something better opens up, I guess.
It has been,
but
right. It has been.
Right. So the coaches want, I would think, some stability and some security. So you hope to take those next steps up. I'm sure it was an increase in pay from what he was getting and all those different things.
Oh, yeah. I would think the pressure is going to be tenfold at least, if not 100-fold maybe. And it's sometimes I wonder if it's unrealistic because we saw, too, here's a guy, Thad Matta, what he did with that program, and it wasn't good enough. I just don't know. And then you see the list of the candidates that were out there. Now, I think Chris Holtmann is a home run hire.
Right.
The fact that, though, that they were talking about Brad, I don't know about they, but the names that were out there rumored to be on the list were Brad Stevens and Billy Donovan. They're not leaving the NBA to go to Columbus, Ohio. And there were some other top coaches there that were also on that list, and I was thinking, no, they're not leaving their current situations. I was saying Chris Holtmann would be the perfect guy. A guy like Chris Holtmann. I was even surprised to see Sean Miller's name pop up there because he has Arizona, and they're probably going to be the #1 team going into the season. So why would he leave that situation?
Well, always the theory you shoot for the stars, right? If you're Ohio State, why not go out there and get the big game? And I get it from the fan base, the college fans' perspective, the students' perspective. You want the big name, but that doesn't mean that it's the best hire necessarily. So in this case, I think they did get the right guy.
I wonder what happened though with Greg McDermott. He was there to visit, and it looked like that it was his job as of 24 hours ago, and then he pulls his name out. So I'm curious what happened there, and maybe if that is what helped get an 8-year contract for Chris Holtmann, because they just didn't give him enough as far as financial security.
Yeah, I would assume that it was some kind of length of contract and financial issue. No, you would think.
You would think. I would think so. But Holtmann won 70 games out of 101 during his stint as the Butler head coach. And, again, it's a home run hire for Ohio State. Now Butler, I'll be curious to see where they go, if they hire from within or if they're going to – there are going to be plenty of coaches out there who would love to get that job, the Butler job.
Right. That's a step up for a lot of coaches in under programs. So.
All right. So we'll be following that, and as soon as we get some more details surrounding this story, we will have that for you here on the Morning Run.